Joining me now to talk about the latest move by the White House is Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton. Tom, because they just decided we're just going to delete this regulation during Sunshine Week, and as you have noted before, during the National Freedom of Information Day. The irony is delicious.
It is, and I don't think it's coincidental that you're talking about emails from Hillary Clinton and how they've been secreted, and then the administration issues these new regulations, or these basically throwing these regulations into the black hole of history. It used to be this Office of Administration in the White House, which is what exactly is, it does what it says it does. It provides administrative functions for the big White House complex. It computers, it sets up making sure the walls are painted, things like that. And certainly storing records is a key component of what the OA does. And it had been operating under FOIA for many, many years, 30 years. During the Bush administration, they said, well, we're not operating under the Freedom of Information Act anymore. And that continued under the Obama administration. But guess where you would ask under FOIA for records about how President Obama is keeping his emails, how they're being maintained, where they're being maintained. Are there secret alias accounts or accounts off campus? You'd ask this Office of Administration. So just to be sure, they're going to make it impossible to FOIA them. And the administration saying, well, there was a court decision here in the District of Columbia that says we're not subject to FOIA, this Office of Administration. You know, they don't necessarily have to keep on pushing that issue, and they could make this agency subject to FOIA just as much as it's been for the last 30 or so years prior to George Bush changing the rules in 2007. Yeah,
that's been the defense, Tom, is that, well, you know, Bush did it, which I've heard, I think, more so in the past couple of months to justify the actions of this administration, more so than I think at any other point during this president's tenure. But what do you say to that? If, well, Bush did it, so that means it's all right for us to do, Tom.
Well, this is a legal position taken by the Bush administration. As you know, legal positions in court cases can change. And the court ruling, it's only one court ruling, one appellate court, circuit court here at the District of Columbia Circuit. That ruling came in 2009 during the Obama administration. They could have taken steps before that ruling came down to change the legal position of the administration, but they were happy with President Bush's new line about keeping this portion of the administration off limits from FOIA, and also, by the way, the Bush administration's new line of keeping White House visitor logs secret. So let's remember that as well.
Yeah, they are. It's basically Bush 2.0 on that. They campaigned against it. This is a great example of hope and change.
Well, President Obama ran in part on, I'm going to be more transparent than Bush. I'm going to be the most transparent administration in history. And we see that wasn't the case. And in fact, he was more secretive than President Bush. And we sued Dick Cheney's Energy Task Force all the way up to the Supreme Court. We know what it was like, the lack of transparency in the Bush administration. Now with this Obama administration, we have secret emails by the State Department and being withheld by this State Department. And you know, Hillary Clinton left the State Department in 2012.
Right.
So this administration has known it since she's been there. And after she left, the State Department has continued to cover it up. That's why we're asking the courts to look into it.
Well, and along that line as well, Jen Sakai, her press conference today, where she finally admitted that Hillary Clinton did not sign this separation form when she left her post as Secretary of State 2 years ago, which, as I took it to mean, that meant that she couldn't be brought in for a perjury charge on the issue of these emails, which seems incredibly convenient. And I always assumed, Tom, that the Obama machine detests the Clinton machine. They would love to see her thrown to the wolves. But I get the impression, especially after Sakai's press conference today, that they're intervening, at least to an extent, to protect her from something. Am I just off base here? Do you share that suspicion?
Well, they're co-conspirators with her. Hillary Clinton was head of the agency. They withheld documents. She withheld documents, secreted away documents, maybe put classified information at risk in a way that could put her in jail if you had an honest Justice Department seriously investigating this. So those who were co-conspirators are also similarly subject to potential criminal and other liability.